Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. This is your Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference reaction ahead of our game against Young Boys in the Champions League group stage. David De Gea was alongside Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the press conference. I'm going to give you all the questions that was asked and I'll give you their responses to them. So, this was the first question to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You've been to 2 quarter-finals, but for a club like Manchester United, that's not good enough, really, is it? You would look to improve on that, I suppose, this season and in the coming seasons. Ole's response to that was, of course, as you say, we have had some very, very good nights and memorable, historic nights at the club, and they are the biggest nights at the club for me. The aim when we go into this tournament now is, of course, to go all the way, but we know it's going to be a difficult one. It always is. We have added some experience, some quality and some youth in the squad, and hopefully we're better prepared this year for what's to come. So that was his response to that question. This was the second question. You've been to 2 quarter-finals. Hold on. Oh, sorry, no, that was the first question. This was the second question, sorry. How important is it to have the experience of the new signings, in particular Cristiano Ronaldo and Raphael Varane? Ole's response was, I think sometimes you can go far with youth as well, but in some games experience will of course play its part in other games. You need that youthfulness, that courage, the fearlessness. Tomorrow is going to be electric in there. We need to have players with that experience to calm it down and manage the game properly. That was Ole's response to that. This was the third question. Ole, we often talk about how teams need to accumulate experience and need to have disappointments in the Champions League before they finally make that step. Do you think the squad that you have got now already has that within it? Ole's response was, we've had enough disappointments, that's for sure. We've had some big moments, of course, but this team now has grown and matured over the last few seasons. I have to say that was always the plan 3 years ago, back in the day when I came in, that we could have a squad with the experience and quality to challenge. With players like David next to me here, Harry's had a couple of years here now. We're getting a spine in the team with experience and quality, of course. With Raphael and Cristiano, they add not the last bit, of course, because you can never say it's your last bit, but added something extra you have to buy unless you win it 4 times yourself. We've definitely learned. The group is special, I have to say, as a unit. They look after each other, the atmosphere is really good, and that will stand us in good stead, definitely. So that was Ole's response to that. This was the next question. Ole, we all saw what Ronaldo can do on the pitch, but apparently off the pitch he's having a bigger influence. Lee Grant was saying in an interview that all the players refused to have dessert at the team hotel on Friday night. All joking aside, does that show the impact he has off the field as well, the way he can influence players? Ollie's response was, "That was obviously a joke by Granty in a setting with some mates or ex-players, of course. It's not that we had junk food before Cristiano Ronaldo came, and he changed it all, of course. He has proven over the years how to look after himself. I think he will be an example for a lot of players on how to adapt yourself, how to prolong your career. I said it myself, when you retire, you look back to the best time of your life, so stay in the game as long as you can, stay professional, have a good attitude, and when you're done, then you can let yourself go like I have." That was Ollie's response to that question. So this was the next question. The huge aura around Cristiano and people knowing they're going to play with him, that's going to enhance the prospect of success. Do you think his presence can influence the likes of Paul Pogba to stay here and persuade him there's no better place over the last few years for him? Ollie's response was, "Yeah, well, it's up to us to get results to prove to ourselves that we can win trophies. I think everyone who signs for Manchester United wants to win trophies. That's the most magical feeling in the world, to be part of a winning Manchester United team. Yeah, everyone's focusing on doing their best. Let's see where we go." That was Ollie's response to that one. This was the next question, Ollie. What's the situation with Edison Cavani and his fitness? Ollie's response: he had a slight strain during the international week after the in-house game that we played. He's working hard to get back. This was the next question, Ollie. How impressed have you been by young boys from analysing their matches against Fern Cavaris, or if you pronounce the name? Ollie's response was, "It's not just the Fern Cavaris games we have analysed. I thought the Zurich game was really impressive with the start Zurich had to the competition. They were very convincing, energetic, athletic, attacking minded. Some players have now broken into the Swiss team who have been really impressive. We know it's going to be a difficult game." Also, of course, being from Norway, I know AstroTurf is always a little bit of an advantage at home, but we should be able to deal with the pitch really well. So that was Ollie's response to that. This was the next question. This is regarding Pogba. On Paul Pogba, he's had 7 assists already this season, more than he had last season and the season before. What do you put that down to? Is it something he has done? Is it something you've done to get the best out of him? Ollie's response was, "Paul's come back in good shape. He's worked really hard over the summer. He came back lean and fit, but what's an assist? A square pass to Bruno and Bruno hits the top corner, or when Paul plays a great pass through and Mason runs past the defender. Paul's always been a top passer of the ball. We know that he's one of the best passers in European football. He's probably not got the assists from his best passes this season, so I don't count assists all the time. That's just a social media thing for you, the media. Paul's played well, that's for sure. I would give Anthony Martial an assist for Jesse Lingard's goal versus Newcastle. The way he leaves the ball like York and Cole. They are just so many more important stats in football." So that was Ollie's response to that. So this was the next question that was asked to him. The Swiss national team had a good European Championships, beating France recently. They had 4 players from young boys in the national team squad. What is your opinion in general on Swiss football? All his response was, I was very impressed by the reaction in the game against France when they were 3-1 down, how they turned that game around, but also in the whole tournament myself. I've been a manager for Mulder and we have played Basel and they've been better and better, of course. The game against Italy now was impressive as well. You've got some very good players playing against us. Tomorrow, obviously, is today now. I've been impressed by the young boy in midfield he's got. I'm sure he runs about 15 kilometres every game. He's got energy and quality. That was Ollie's response to that question. And this was the final question that was asked to Ollie. You're away in the Champions League and then you have to perform at the weekend in a big Premier League game. Do you feel you now have the numbers, the squad and the quality to be able to do that, to mix the team up at that level? Ollie's response was, yes, I cannot look at the squad and say we've played a game in midweek and we're tired. No, we're fitter now. We've been very robust over the years and improved a lot. I have to say how we dealt with the pandemic situation with the games coming thick and fast. I was really pleased with the ones we've signed as well. It's easy to rotate, definitely. I trust the members of the squad. There's nothing like getting into the rhythm of playing, recovering, playing, recovering. That's probably the best time with the best football, then we get that rhythm playing. So that was his response to that final question. So there were all the questions that were asked to Ollie. So I'll now go into David De Gea's questions. So this was the first question that was asked to David De Gea. David, you've been a player that your teammates have looked up for a number of years. Ronaldo has now come to the club. How much of an impact has he had on the dressing room so far? Ollie's response was, David De Gea's response was, it's great to have Cristiano back at home. He showed already on the first day at Old Trafford the impact he has by scoring 2 goals. Very important goals for us, you know his qualities and the experience of Cristiano is amazing. He's great for us. He's a legend here at the club already. It's great to have him back and it's massive for us. This was the second question that was asked to De Gea. We've seen your competition with Dean Henderson. Does that drive you on? Does it make you a better goalkeeper? Have you found your levels lifting since he came back to the club? His response was, De Gea's, I've been here with many great keepers during my career in Manchester, like Sergio Romero, Victor Valdez, Andreas Lindegaard. They have been great keepers always in the club. I don't think the fight is always between keepers, it's between the players. We always try to win the best players, so there will always be people fighting for positions. That's Manchester United. We try to be ambitious. That's football and it's everything. So that was David De Gea's response to that question. So this was the next question that was asked to De Gea. You started the season in great form and you obviously want to start every game. How are you feeling? De Gea's response was, I feel very well and strong and confident. I feel very happy at the club and with my teammates and the staff. I'm training 100% every day. I'm putting my focus on experience for the team and young lads and trying to help all the time. I feel very, very well. And that's it. That was everything that was mentioned in the press conference. Now, we do have some players missing. Obviously, Dean Henderson is still unavailable. Obviously, he did have COVID at one point. Alex Telles is still unavailable. Marcus Rashford is out with a shoulder injury until October. Earlier on in the summer, Rashford decided to have surgery on his shoulder. Edison Cavani, he is absent, and that's about it. Scott McTominay has just come back from a groin injury. He had surgery on his groin. But yeah, I'm expecting Manchester United to win this evening. You know, we are coming into this game on the back of a 4-1 win against Newcastle last Saturday. Obviously, we saw Ronaldo score twice on his second debut. We saw Bruno Fernandes score from 25 yards out and Jesse Lingard come off the bench and scored. Pogba got 2 assists against Newcastle and Luke Shaw got an assist. Newcastle's goal came from Manquillo. Harry Maguire was the main culprit for Newcastle's equaliser. You know, we're top of the Premier League now. We've enjoyed a good start to the season. We've won 3 games out of 4. We should progress to the knockout stages of the Champions League because our group isn't that hard. I think our hardest team is Villarreal. We've also got Atlanta in our group. Young Boys, they're sitting 4th in the Swiss Super League. Last season, Young Boys won the Swiss Super League for the 15th time. So reflecting on that, they automatically qualified for the second round of the Champions League. So they have played a lot of Champions League games. They've won 6 Swiss Cups as well of Young Boys. Their manager is David Wagner. Before Young Boys, he managed Schalke. He's managed Huddersfield before, and at one point he managed Borussia Dortmund's reserve team. The last time we played Young Boys was back in 2018. We beat them 1-0. Our next game in the league is West Ham this Sunday. Like I said, I think Cristiano Ronaldo will start this evening against Young Boys. Despite what Solskjaer recently said, Solskjaer says it's not impossible to leave Ronaldo out of the team. Solskjaer insists he doesn't have to play Ronaldo in every game. Cristiano Ronaldo says we can win the Champions League ahead of this game against Young Boys. Ronaldo gave a speech to his Man United teammates on his return to the club, and he's already told his Man United teammates he wants the Premier League this season. Ronaldo has hinted that he's looking to stay at Man United beyond his current contract. Ronaldo signed a 2-year contract with Man United with an option of a 3rd year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so is the highest earner at Old Trafford. We got Ronaldo in a deal worth £19.8 million. Ronaldo is wearing the number 7 shirt. A couple of weeks ago, Ronaldo completed his medical, and a couple of weeks ago, Ronaldo gave his first interview after re-signing, and he said, "I'm very happy to be back home after 12 years." And the other week, Ronaldo became the all-time international top scorer with 2 late goals against Ireland. Solskjaer did mention that we are the favourites for the title with Ronaldo. Ronaldo was our final signing of the summer transfer window. Ronaldo is the greatest player of all time. He's won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors, and I can assure Ronaldo's going to do very well in his second spell at Man United, despite him being the age of 36. Ronaldo did very well in his first spell at Man United. He endured 6 years in his first spell. Yesterday, I gave you the news on Paul Pogba. Looks like Paul Pogba is staying at Manchester United. David Ornstein from The Athletic said that Paul Pogba is leaning towards signing a new Man United contract after Ronaldo's impact. Paul Pogba's brother, Matthias Pogba, has come out and said that Pogba will decide his Man United future at the right time. Before the start of the season, though, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract, and Sky Sports News came out and said that Pogba was increasingly unlikely to sign a new Man United contract. Pogba's current contract expires next summer. Said earlier on this season that Pogba is very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer. Defensa Central said the other week that Pogba favours Real Madrid switch over the PSG deal. Real Madrid have been relentlessly linked with Pogba. A couple of years ago, Pogba came out and said he's seeking for a new challenge, and he spoke about Real Madrid and his relationship with Zinedine Zidane. A report by 2O Sports said the other week that Juventus want to re-sign Pogba next summer. Pogba did endure 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. Was it back in August? It said Pogba's set to join PSG on a free next summer because PSG are pushing to sign him next summer, and it did mention that PSG are prepared to offer Pogba £510,000 a week in wages to prize him away from Man United. PSG couldn't get him in this year's summer transfer window because they got Lionel Messi. Paul Pogba's agent, Mino Raiola, he's been working hard to get Pogba out of the club. Like I've mentioned, he's done a lot of talking. He made an announcement back in December last year saying that Pogba's career at Man United was over, he was unhappy and he had to leave, and he had no intentions of extending his contract. But like I say, Pogba's a good player. He's enjoyed a good start to this season, 7 assists already. He produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury. This season is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far, and he's our most expensive sign at the moment because we paid $89 million for him. Donnie Van Der Beek has to start this evening against Young Boys. Donnie Van Der Beek should have started against Newcastle on Saturday, but he didn't. Solskjaer said that Donnie Van Der Beek is working hard to get into the Man United team. Prior to the Newcastle game, Solskjaer did say he's prepared to play Donnie Van Der Beek in a two-man midfield, and Solskjaer hints at a new role for Donnie Van Der Beek this term. Last week, was it? Donnie Van Der Beek told Solskjaer his best position. Van Der Beek reckons he would be best served operating as a number 6 or as a number 8. The other week, Van Der Beek spoke about his future in an exclusive interview with Rio Ferdinand, and Van Der Beek admitted that he's prepared to keep fighting to earn his place in the Man United team and to remain in the plans of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And last week, Van Der Beek's agent did a lot of talking. He confirmed that the player held talks with Everton over a move. He did say the return of Ronaldo was bad news for Van Der Beek, and he fired a warning shot to Man United, saying play him in the Premier League or lose him. Solskjaer rejected Donnie Van Der Beek's exit because Everton were close to signing him on loan. But this season is Van Der Beek's second full season. Last season he made 36 appearances in all competitions, but most of them appearances came from the bench. I recall Van Der Beek starting just 4 games in the league last season. So he needs more game time. We got him in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025. And he's versatile, he can play in 3 different roles. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.